If you're looking to become a product designer, but you're overwhelmed by all the skills that you think you need to learn to get started, then this video is for you. Let me take you back to my first design role. I started my journey as an interface designer. I spent most of my time focusing on how to create visually stunning products. My days would be full of tasks looking at grids, typography, icon design, and animation. These skills have certainly helped me to become a well-rounded designer, but if I was to start again, I'd focus more on the soft skills, as these are the things that will really help you when facing the challenges that you're going to come up against in your career. Getting into product design can seem quite daunting. You may be coming from another design job, moving from a more technical space, or new to the field entirely. Regardless of how you entered the role, there are some core skills that will really help you in your day-to-day tasks and can give you that boost to where you want to be. I've been working in UI and UX roles now for over 10 years, so I know exactly how you feel if you're just getting started. Which is why I want to share with you the 3 core skills that have helped me to progress and develop as a designer, so you can really understand what's involved in the role. If I was to start again today, these are the main skills I'd want to develop. The first skill is communication. Being able to communicate effectively is a crucial skill for anyone to work on, but especially for a designer, no matter which level you're at. Finding the right product solution means speaking to many different people. This includes your peers, stakeholders, and of course, the end users of the product that you're designing. Here's a tip. I found that it makes a huge difference if you talk about the things that each of these different people are interested in. Let's break that down. If we take internal stakeholders, these can be people in management positions, executives, basically anyone in your company who has a vested interest in the success of the product that you're building. In my experience, it can help hugely to find out what kind of things interest them and what are the few key areas that they actually care about. Once you know this, you can then start to talk about how your design output will have a positive impact on the business, focusing specifically on the areas that they are concerned with. Use data to back up your decisions, making it easier to get people on board with your ideas. In his book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Dale Carnegie said, "You can make more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you." Now, while we're not trying to build friendships with our stakeholders, the point still stands that if you take an interest in people and ask about the things important to them, you will most likely start to build better relationships and you'll get far more valuable insights that will help you with your design solutions. Speaking from experience, this approach may well help you further down the line when you're looking to get significant people on board with an idea. Similarly, for end users, I found that by asking open-ended questions about their experiences and their preferences leads to valuable conversations. This also makes them feel heard and part of the process, which can result in them being more open to help you in future when it comes to user research. The second core skill is having perspective. You'll probably hear a lot about building empathy towards your users in the product and UX space. This essentially means that you need to understand enough about the people you're designing for to see things from their perspective. On a deeper level, you can benefit from knowing how they respond to things emotionally, so that you can provide a solution that meets their needs in a satisfying way. Learning to see things from the perspective of someone else is really important if you're going to provide them with a product or service. Remember, in 99% of cases, you are not the user. It's also helpful to see the longer-term vision of product development, as you'll often find that you release a small part of a much larger solution to the world in order to validate your decisions. This is known as an MVP, or a minimal viable product. So it helps to be able to have an accurate perspective of how things might play out, whilst also designing for the here and now. As previously mentioned, you'll also need to keep in mind the perspective of the business and the targets they are trying to meet. Design can play a large role in this, so it's worth learning to think about user needs and business goals when making decisions. The third core skill that has really helped me develop is being open to collaboration. It should come as no surprise that building a successful product requires the effort of many different people, not just the skills of a designer alone. Collaboration typically starts with product discovery, a series of meetings and workshops with people across your company to figure out the strategy of how you deliver the product or service that you're offering. This leads into working closely with engineers, product managers, analysts, and in some cases, external clients to deliver a solution. So try not to work in a silo. Be humble enough to admit to yourself that you don't always have the answers, and seeking out other people's perspectives can sometimes actually result in you finding a more suitable solution to a design problem that you're solving. During the lifespan of a project, your designs are going to be questioned. You need to be able to detach yourself from your work so that you can take feedback constructively and you can take action to improve the experience. Don't be precious about your ideas. Everyone has them and everyone's contributions are valid. The main takeaway I want to give you about collaboration is to be open with your design process. Seek out feedback, run workshops, invite your team to observe usability testing. Try to initiate the collaboration yourself. This will be recognized, and over time, you'll feel more comfortable if you can have some level of control over these situations. Of course, we can't forget about learning the theory behind design and the tools and techniques required to create UX deliverables and visual assets. But learning to practice these core skills should give you a head start when entering a product or UX role. Thanks for watching. I'm Tim, and I'll see you in the next one.